Good evening, dear students. How are you? I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that you are feeling well actually. Okay, so let's go directly to Act 5. I'm sorry for being late. It took time from me, to have, this free time and to arrange the material. Okay, I was busy with the evening study because they are left with just two scenes of the fourth act. So I have uploaded these two acts to them, and I come back to you. I know that this is an extra one because you know the story, but of course you are interested in my tracing and chasing the lines to know the story. I know. Great. So let's together enjoy. Tracing the development of the plot through the lines, and then what do we have? We have after the death of Ophelia. Of course, Ophelia died, and Laertes came back from France to take revenge of his father, who was killed by Hamlet, who is Ophelia's lover. And Hamlet returned from England after he has been sent with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to England by Claudius. In appearance, Claudius said it's for your special safety, it's for your benefit, but in reality he wrote a letter asking the King of England with the present death of Hamlet. Okay, so that the protection of England will be free. The Danish sword at that time controlled the whole, let me say the whole area there. It controlled Denmark and its neighbors. The neighbors of Denmark at that time are protected by the Danish sword, so they pay for the Danish government in order to protect them. Okay, so now we have Ophelia's death. So after Ophelia, what do we have? This is the scene starting with the grave diggers, those who digs the graves in order to prepare them with the corpse. So Shakespeare here uses other modern, let me say, and other, when I say modern characters, because in modern character the image is always with common people or with ordinary people. So we have here ordinary people, the grave diggers. We have Claudius as a character, we have Polonius as a character who belong to a higher rank in society, and we have grave diggers. And let's see how did Shakespeare present those two poor, ordinary people. Of course, they are discussing here after Ophelia's death. Does she deserve Christian burial? For that reason, the first grave digger said, is she to be buried in Christian burial? Therefore, make her grave. Of course, they are discussing whether Ophelia deserves a Christian burial. She deserves to be buried according to the Christian rituals and rites. But actually, because she has committed suicide, and according to the Christian yardsticks and to religious yardsticks, he who commits suicide should be deprived of any religious or Christian burial. This is not important, of course, as for them, not important to the development, but of course every word of Shakespeare matters in the text. And to Hamlet and Horatio, because we have to follow. Now Hamlet returned to England, returned from, from his journey to England, which was in the middle. He hasn't gone there to England, and now he's coming to his native land, which is Denmark. And to Hamlet and Horatio are far off. Of course, they will listen to the grave diggers, and the grave diggers digs and sings. These two important songs also. In youth, when I did love, I did love. This is the line said by the gravedigger: when in youth, when I did love, me thought it was very sweet. Love at that time was very sweet. To contract of the time for uh, oh he said what as if he mean that he's shaking something by heart. He's in love, so he can't remember the words. And my beloved, or method there, he said in this way, okay, was nothing a meat. So he loves, he loved at that time when he was young, a girl, but they haven't met. Which kind of love is this? Because you know that at that time it was very hard to meet. Okay, but age, then he said, with his stealing steps. Look, for example, the most professional thief is time. Okay, the most professional thief is time. Hath clothed me in his clutch, and hath shipped me into the land, as if I had never been such. This is time steals from us everything without feeling. Okay, this is time. It's all about time. Carpe theme here. Hamlet will ask him. This is what's important. How will Hamlet manage the matter with them? This is the gravedigger. Whose grave is this, sirrah? Gravedigger said, mine, sir. And then he sings, or a bit of clay for to be made for such a guest is meet. Okay, a bit of clay for a guest, because we are made of clay. Okay, dust, and we have to return to dust. I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it. Hamlet said, it is mine, for thou liest in it. Okay, it is for the dead, not for the quick, because the gravedigger, okay, will ask him something different. So Hamlet said, it is for the dead, not for the quick. Okay, the quick here means the living, the dead and the living. Gravedigger said, it's quick lie, sir. It's quick lie, sir. It will away again from me to you. I will give it to you, this grave. Hamlet, he said, what man dost thou dig for it? Who is to be buried here? Which man? Who's the one? Who's the man who is going to be buried here? He said, for no man, sir. Hamlet said, then if it is not a man, then it's a woman. This is how Hamlet thinks now. How is he thinking? He said, what woman then? Okay, for none neither. For none neither. Who is to be buried? Who is to be buried in it? When that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead. Okay, for none neither. Who is to be buried in it? Who is to be buried in it? Then if it was not for a man, neither for a man nor for a woman, so who is to be buried there? He said, when there was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead. Look, for example, Hamlet doesn't know that this is Ophelia. Imagine that his heart is beating. His heart feels. Who's that woman? Imagine that. He's asking about Ophelia. Let us see Hamlet's reaction when he knows that this is Ophelia's grave. And he was the reason behind that. It was the reason. It was a big loss of Hamlet. He lost Ophelia. And of course, being a victim, and being a victim that she cannot be compensated at all. How long has it thou been gravemaker? Now Hamlet will change the subject. He said, how long hast thou been gravemaker? Gravedigger said, of all the days in the year, I come to the day that our last king Hamlet overcome Fortinbras. Oh, that's another dagger to stab Hamlet. When Hamlet told him, how long have you been grave maker? okay, how many years you spent in this field being grave digger and the grave maker. The grave digger, he said, I work as a grave digger in the same year when our last King Hamlet, he doesn't know that this is Prince Hamlet, the son of the previous previous king, overcome Fortinbras. I told you that we have. Tell him that I will not come. I have a lecture. Sorry for that. And this is someone who is knocking the door. Of all the days in the year, I come to it, that day that our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras. Okay, overcame Fortinbras. So the same. This is this reminds us of the historical story. This reminds us of the historical story that Horatio told us about when the ghosts first appeared. Do you remember in the first act, the first scene, the second scene, the first scenes of the first act. Then Hamlet, when he heard about his father's name to be mentioned, he told him, and how long is that since? It seems that Hamlet hasn't lived, because maybe he was a baby. Let us see. He said, and how long is that since? When our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras. The gravedigger said, cannot you tell that? You don't know that? Every fool can tell that. It was that very day that young Hamlet was born, he that's mad and sent into England. He said, every fool can know that. This is another step. He said, every fool. You don't know? Every fool in Denmark can know that. It is the day, it was the very day that young Hamlet was born. So this is another thing in the story that we have to be careful of. That the day when, King Hamlet overcame King Fortinbras in the personal battle over the disputing lands, it was the same day when Prince Hamlet, the young Hamlet, came to life and got birth, and now he is mad and sent into England. This is another step. Imagine here that even the gravedigger knows about the secrets of the royal family. Imagine that Claudius doesn't hide any personal issues of the royal family, and that every family or each family should have what? Secrets. Hamlet, he said what? Mary, why was he sent into England? Then why was Hamlet sent into England? Gravedigger said, why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there. He has been sent there in order to recover his wits, because he is mad. Or if he do not, it is what? It is not a great matter there. Now we sent him to England in order to be recovered. If he will recover, then it's great. If he will not, then it's not that matter. Hamlet said, why? Why it is not a great matter, Hamlet. When he said why, he means why is not great matter? Why is it not great matter? Or why isn't it great matter? Of course, Gravedigger said what? It will not be seen him there. No one can notice his madness there. Why? There, it means in England, the men are as mad as he. Because all the people there, the English people are mad. And imagine here that even Shakespeare, he described the Danish people as dogs, and he described the English people as mad. Then Hamlet will ask him how came he mad. He said, very strangely, they say. Okay, strangely, and they are going to discuss the matter together. We have now the entrance of the King Claudius, Queen Laertes, and the West. The corpse of Ophelia is carried. But soft a while. Here comes the king. This is the speech of Hamlet. The queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites. Who is this? The king? The queen? Okay. Who is there? Whose corpse is this? Whose corpse is this? Hamlet is asking. He doesn't know that this is Ophelia, who was the reason behind her misery and her end. So who is to be blamed? Hamlet, Ophelia. Who is to be blamed? The king, the queen, Polonius, Laertes, or Shakespeare himself? Well, I blame Shakespeare for putting this misery in our hearts. Though we are the Iraqi, we can't feel death, because it becomes something. The death scenes becomes something and part of our life. But still we hold these hearts to feel even characters when we watch them in movies and we read them in stories. We live, we are human, and still we hold these hearts to feel. Hearts are created to feel. Okay, thank you. I will go on to complete later the story in order not to be too long.